Well, good morning, beloved. This is your girl Sharon once again from my front seat, and here I am giving God all praise, honor, and glory for what? For a brand new day. It is Thursday. It is the 27th of December, and the Lord is graciously taking us on to the end of the year, and for that I am glad. So, if you can tell, it's a lot later than I normally post, and I'm in the bed, you all. I'm up, but I'm in the bed. And I didn't even plait my hair last night. Oh, I didn't cover it. I just got in the bed. So on yesterday morning, I had an 8:15 medical appointment for through our workers' comp doctors. So I made my way to the doctor's office. And so, as part of my treatment, I was given a cortisone shot. So after you get a cortisone shot, the spot, it kind of, swells within a little while or what have you. So anyway, I was taken off for the rest of the day. I went back to the job, turned in my paperwork, and then headed to the bus stop. Now, when I went, I did not know I was going to get an injection, but I did. So I'm on the way home, and I kind of feel myself well, I was hungry because it was, coming up on time for my snack, or actually soon to be my lunch, because it was almost 11 o'clock. So I did not want to ruin having lunch. So I just ate some sunflower kernels. I got home. I did eat my lunch, and it was within my guidelines, what have you. Well, later that afternoon on yesterday, I got very sick, and I actually ended up in the emergency room. So, cortisone causes the blood sugar to spike, and my blood sugar was so high. I felt as though I couldn't just like catch my breath. My chest just began to just like, oh my gosh, just hurt. I didn't know what was going on. Of course, I prayed, and I said, well, let me get up and make my way to the emergency room. So I actually drove myself. And then, so they did, series of tests and what have you. And of course, they ruled out, heart issues, and we thank God for that. All of those tests came back negative. But, and then as the evening went on, and then my blood sugar was like the mid 300s. And then what made it even worse, because I was there at the hospital, they could not, they wouldn't give me anything to eat because they're waiting for the test results, right? So when the body, like every 4 hours, if the body isn't eating, if you aren't eating anything, then the body will say, hey, they're starving me. And the body would then begin to put off its own sugar. And it does that. And so then that adds to the spike in the glucose level. Then what the cortisone does, it prevents the body from releasing what needs to be released as far as the insulin goes that we have in our bodies. And then that then signals the liver, okay, you need to put off some sugar, something is happening here. And it's just really kind of crazy, right? So, beloved, we got to take care of ourselves. And what's so silly on my part, or really foolish, the doctors told me, Sharon, if you lose 50 pounds, you can come off this medication. So I give God the glory that nothing as far as my organs have begun to, shift or, become affected. So I really got to get a move on this thing. And actually, their scale is in kilograms, I believe it is. So the last time I got on the doctor's scale, on the man scale, it was like 121 kilograms. Last night, it was 116.5 kilograms. And the nurse was like, hey, you're traveling light these days, huh? I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I mean, it's what, 256, but it's not like 261 or 259. So I give God the glory for that. And so that's what happened. So when I left, it was like really late. So they did take me off today. So I'm in bed. But, the body awakened, what, 3 o'clock? And then at 3 o'clock, my sugar was almost like 400. So still it's kind of crazy. So I'm waiting to talk to my nurse case manager and all of that. But I did just eat. I had a slice of turkey meat and no bread, no wheat bread in there. So I ate a graham cracker or two. I did take my medication. So not a graham cracker, a Ritz cracker. So I'm here, and all's well that ends well, as my daddy used to say. So I did read Psalms, I'm sorry, not Psalms, Proverbs 27, right? And I just want to admonish all of you to read it. And I read from the King James Version, but I want to encourage you to read it maybe from like the NIV, New International Version. But that very first verse, it talks about our not boasting in tomorrow. It talks about our not boasting in our own good deeds. And beloved, when we do good, just do good because it's a good thing to do. Don't do good like on purpose so we can be seen of men. But we've got to do good to others and for others because it is the right thing to do. And the scriptures, I didn't write it down, but the scriptures, it also lets us know that let others, praise you, praise us. Don't you go praising yourself. So I often say, Lord willing, see you tomorrow, right? And I mention that now because people will say to me, why you always say that? Lord willing, why you always say that? If it be the Lord's will. Because there's actually a scripture that lets us know that's how we should, speak it if it be God's will. Funny part, years ago, one of the members from church, I'll just say her initial is GC. She says, well, if it be the Lord's will, I'll see y'all in Sunday school if it's the Lord's will. And then our church mother, I'll just say her initials, GT, says, oh, it's the Lord's will for you to be in Sunday school. You just don't want to be in Sunday school. I thought that was so funny. And it's still funny to me today. Okay. But this Proverbs 27, it lets us know that we're not to boast in tomorrow. We are to, yes, you prepare for tomorrow. If you wear a uniform to work, then it's only wise, that the night before, if not the week before, you get your clothes ready. Make sure that your uniform is clean. You can't get up in the morning checking to see if you have enough uniforms, because if you don't, then you're going to be in trouble, right? So of course we prepare for tomorrow, but we know that tomorrow it's in God's hand. And we can't take any credit for anything tomorrow because tomorrow it's not promised to us. So we've got to just kind of hang on in there. And then when tomorrow comes, then we give God the glory for tomorrow and trust the Lord to take us through tomorrow. And then don't boast or praise yourselves, but we can't do that. We've got to give God the glory for it. And then it talked about open rebuke is better than secret love. Rebuke coming from a friend, it's a good thing. It's better than secret love from the enemy. But you all read it. Okay, I'm going to lay back down. This is your girl Sharon. Thank you for the 9 minutes and so many seconds. If you have any questions after you read it, hit me up. You got my phone number. Okay, but don't call me because I probably won't answer the phone. But you can text me or you can message me, and then I'll definitely get back to you if you have any questions. This is your girl Sharon. I'm going to put this phone down, wait till 9 o'clock, speak with my nurse case manager. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.